Hello and welcome to First Issues Now, the sporadic but working on it review show about, well, what else? First issues of comic books. Today we're going to be looking at Go West #1, written by Garrett Gunn, pencils by Saint Yak, and colors by Sean Forney. Oh, where do I begin with this? The plot is totally straightforward. When his family was killed, billed for death from a mysterious enemy, the desperado must ride again in vengeance. And that's basically what happens. The characterization here is this issue in a nutshell. There's no dialogue from the main character until at the very end, and that's only after the fact with him saying, "You do now." The narration drives the piece, with our gunslinger contemplating the ruined lives of the people around him before burying them, getting his guns and heading to kill the men who done wronged him. And it's phenomenally written. You get the depth of the character we're going to be following in the next 2 issues of this miniseries. A clear look at the stakes, his life, and even the world he lives in, with him having an assault rifle and a bitchin' motorcycle, as well as a traditional gunslinger look with a standard 6-shooter at his hip. It's a neat mashup that doesn't go for the hard hit of, wow, this is such a different world, just a different world where the setting isn't the focal point, though that could change with more locales featured in the next couple issues. A big point I always make is that a first issue needs to be able to clearly convey the character or characters we're about to follow for however many issues. Sometimes this is exchanged for an exploration of the overall plot or setting, such as what I felt was the pitfall for Backways from Aftershock Comics, which has a first issues up now too. But this book keeps us up close with our main character in both narration and even through use of visuals to feel who this character is. It does allow for the story of the issue to be very basic, but feel like there's so much, and that works spectacularly well here. It is a stock story, but because of the closeness and, lack of a better term, intimacy with the main character, as well as the art, which I'll get to in a minute, we experience a story in a light that makes it enjoyable without being lighthearted or feeling bland. So, that art. I really like this art. The loose penciling over the narration gives us a dreamlike air, while the hard inks bring it down to an off reality. That dreamlike stupor after a shock, in essence. But you can see a shift as the comic continues into tightening the lines that, while still having that rough line work that I love ever so much, adds almost a focus to what the main character is feeling. Of course, that could just be something that I see, or it just shifted that it'd be easier to draw for a sequential action scene. Either way, now time for the verdict. With fantastic character writing, superb art, and a price tag that quite frankly is criminally low, the answer is obvious. Buy it. Buy it means that you should, well, buy it. It's a fantastic first issue, and even has some good covers that I'd even say warrants a single issue and a trade buy in that order. But sadly, that is all for today. If you agree with me that this was a rootin' tootin' good time, God, I need to stop writing these at 4 in the morning. Or if you disagree and felt that it was a bit on the meh side, let me know in the comments below. While you're down there, give a suggestion on what you'd like to see in the next first issues, or any other of the grand shows we have on this channel. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and please consider pledging to our Patreon to better the channel and make first issues affordable again. Not every company has these low prices. Of course, my integrity is also at a low price on my Patreon. And as always, I'm the Comic Archivist. Stay golden, Inklings.